Hi everybody, welcome back to Goodnight, Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy and I'm here to read you another story. And I have a book tonight about a little guy with a big job. This book is called Carl and the Meaning of Life. Carl and the Meaning of Life. This is Carl. He's a little earthworm and he goes down under the earth and does some really interesting stuff. But then people start to ask him, why? Why do you do that? And he's like, why do I do that? Why does Carl do what he does? We need to get into this book and find out what Carl's meaning of life is. Are you ready to get inside this book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up, because here we go. Carl and the Meaning of Life, written by Deborah Freedman. Carl was not a bird. That bird, that's not Carl. Carl was not a bear or a beaver. Carl was, what is Carl? An earthworm. He lived underground, moving, always moving, burrowing, tunneling, digesting dead leaves, feasting and casting, turning hard, dig deep into fluffy soil day after day after day. He's turning the hard dirt into fluffy soil every day. Why? Asked the field mouse gathering seeds. Why do you do that? Why does Carl dig in the dirt like that? Why? Carl did not know why, but now he needed to find out. So Carl stopped making fluffy soil. I'll be right back, he told the field mouse. Carl's going to figure out why he does what he does. He spotted a rabbit. Maybe she knew. Why do I do what I do? He asked her. Oh, goodness dear, she said. I do not know. I do what I do for my babies. Oh, but Carl did not have babies, so he doesn't do it like the rabbit does. A fox appeared. Carl turned to the fox. Why do I do what I do? Asked Carl. Who do I do it for? Will the fox know? For whom? Replied the fox. Alas, my meal awaits. I am here for the hunt. But Carl did not want to hunt. No, he doesn't have babies, and he doesn't hunt like the fox. Why are you talking to a fox? Cried a squirrel. Carl was startled. Oh, because the field mouse is waiting and wants to know what am I here for? Oh, maybe the squirrel will know. The squirrel declared, Oh, I'm here to plant trees. Trees are where I sleep. But Carl could not sleep, not high in a tree, and not without an answer for the mouse. So he pushed on. He's going to keep searching. As Carl went on and on, hours turned into days until the soil was no longer fluffy. The ground around Carl turned barren and dry. Who? Asked Carl, while he continued to search. Why? Asked Carl. Oh, nobody knows, he asked the deer, the raccoon, the bat. Nobody knows. But the birds had flown off to find grasses and fluff. The bear trundled away to look for berries. Soon there was nobody left to talk to. What about me? Called Carl. Oh, poor Carl. The clouds were silent. So was the air. Oh, I will never find out, he sniffled. Then Carl heard his sniffle echo, followed by a squeak, 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 squeak. I can't find any grub. It was the saddest ground beetle he had ever seen. Carl peeked under a stone. No grubs. Then he poked at the dirt. It was hard like a rock. Where was his fluffy soil? The beetle can't find food because Carl didn't do his job. Suddenly, Carl knew what he needed to do. I'll be back, he promised. For hours into days, weeks into months, Carl munched, digested, left castings, and tunneled and turned that hard dirt back into rich soil. Oh, you made my seeds grow, said the mouse. That's why Carl's here. Clover blossomed once again, and the rabbit came back with her kits. The squirrel returned to plant new trees. The fox was lured by the hunt, all of them able to do what they do. How? Well, why not ask Carl? Wow! Carl had a big job and he didn't even know it. Carl was doing what he does, digging under the earth, making the earth all soft. And then the mouse said, "Why do you do that?" He's like, "Well, I don't know." And then he went off to find out, but nobody could help him find the answers until he went back to his home and realized because he wasn't there doing his job, nobody could get their bugs and nobody could plant seeds because the ground was too hard because he wasn't doing his job. And then he realized, that's why I do what I do, and it's important. That's a good lesson to learn. You know what? God put us all here for a very important purpose, and we need to do what it is that God wants us to do. Just like God wants Carl to make the earth soft so that we can plant seeds and so that the big bugs can get little bugs. If we didn't do our jobs, well, then what would happen around us? You know what? It's my job to go to school every day and help take care of kids. And if I didn't do that, who would take care of kids? That's how I do what I do. And it's your mom and dad's job to get up every day and take care of you. And that's a really important job. And it's your job to get up and help mom and dad and have fun and go to school and learn. Those are big jobs. And we have to do what we're supposed to do. God put us, every one of us, here for a very important reason. And we need to take that seriously and do what we're supposed to do and realize how important it is to do what we're supposed to do. You know what? One day you're going to grow up and God's going to have you do some amazing special job. And I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's important. And you need to remember to do it every day and do a good job. Right now, your job is to get up, have fun, be good at home, be good at school, obey and obey right away. That's your job. And you should do that, and you should do it right, and you should do it caring. It's your job to be kind. It's your job to be friendly. You have big, important jobs. And I hope you'll get up every single day and remember, whatever it is that God wants you to do it because it's important. And what is the most important thing you can do every day? Well, if you're with your mom and dad, or you're at school, or grandma and grandpa, it's important. Do you remember what it is? Of course you do. Obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy, because I'm going to be doing my job. I'm going to be sitting right here, ready to read another book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.